This apartment in Paris is a minuscule 170 square feet. That's only 15.8 square meters, which is smaller than some people's bedrooms. It was sent to me by a viewer who had bought it to turn into her first home, and you can see the challenge she faces to make it feel like a home and not just a small hotel room. I wanted to create a design that gives her options and flexibility, as well as a beautiful, relaxing space. So I'm going to show you how I did that. If you're new here, my name's Gemma. I'm an architect, and on this channel, I share my designs for remodeling tricky existing buildings. And in my practice, I help clients all over the world solve their design problems with my hourly rate consultations. So what you see is what you get with this property. You can see it's just a single room with a large window and some structural features that don't help the space much. At one end, there is an absolutely tiny kitchen that looks like you could knock a pan of boiling water off this stove if you just turn around too fast. And immediately next to that is an equally tiny shower room and WC, where I think you actually have to climb over the toilet to get to the basin. There is potential here though. You have another good-sized window in the mini kitchen, and the whole space really benefits from its floor to ceiling height, which is a whole area of opportunity that I want to explore. I also want to try and make this tiny space function like a normal sized space, so it can be lived in comfortably without feeling cramped, and most importantly, with options for how to live in it. If you come to my channel for design ideas for your own renovation or interior design projects, there are some great ways to capture and develop the ideas from my videos using Millernote. Millernote is an online canvas for organizing your creative projects. So using this design for a cramped flat in Portugal, for example, I'll show you how I turned this video into a resource for a real project. I made 3 different boards for bringing together some of the key design elements of this apartment. A floor plan board maps out the key items and materials in the apartment and highlights some of the design features and ideas. Secondly, the product board organizes similar items into an easy-to-read list with links to the product pages. Using the Millernote Share extension, you can save items to the product board directly from your phone. So if you spot a chair similar to mine while you're on the bus, for example, you can just pop it on the board directly from your phone. Last but not least, the mood board is a great way to visualize the overall look of the apartment. You can grab images from web pages and just pin them directly in your board using the browser extension. I especially love Millernote's eyedropper tool because you can select the exact color directly from my YouTube video, where it can be played right inside your board. And if you don't know where to get started, Millernote makes starting a new project easy with over 100 built-in templates, available for every type of creative project. Millernote is free to use, so sign up for an account now by clicking in the description and catch the highlights of the design I'm about to show you to recreate in your next project. So this is the existing plan, and you can see here that if I continue using the exact same amount of space for the kitchen and shower, then I'm not going to manage to improve these spaces much because there simply isn't room. So the first thing I did was to look at how I could open up the kitchen to the room. That gives it the chance to have more floor area to make it a bit more functional. But by bringing it into the room rather than tucking it away in a corner, I'm not splitting the room up with a partition and making the space feel even smaller. The next challenge then was to conceal the bathroom behind the kitchen, again giving it a more comfortable floor area. I knew I needed to keep the bathroom in this position because of the plumbing, but the challenge then is not to lose the benefit of that second window for the rest of the space. So that's where I started to use the height of the room to benefit the layout. By raising the floor level of the kitchen and bathroom area on its own platform, it gave me a few opportunities to add features to the space that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Firstly, the raised floor distinguishes the kitchen from the rest of the space, which is a way of creating separation between the uses of the space and counters the feeling of everything just happening in one room. I've added a bit of pull-out storage in the steps and wherever else I can get it, just to maximise any opportunity for squirreling things away. Clutter in a place this small has a much bigger impact than in a large space, so any opportunity to help keep the place tidy is worth it. And that's the logic also behind adding these shelves around and above the door. You can put your keys down when you come in and store suitcases out of the way above the door. But you also don't have to feel like the door opens straight into the space. Making it appear slightly recessed helps tuck it away from sight to make the space feel that bit cozier. And that also provides a bit of wall that can be used for kitchen cabinets over a work surface, which can be extended by folding up this portion. The fridge then goes under here. And that sits opposite an oven with a 2-ring hob over it, and a sink over on this side. What you can see though is that beyond this kitchen is a bit of an ambiguous and eye-catching space. I've highlighted the walls in a pop of colour because I don't want to just hide this space away. I want the room to be as open and visible from end to end as possible, to create the illusion of space. But again, using a different colour and some decorative tiles, the use of the space is differentiated, just as it is with the raised kitchen. So this is the bathroom, and it can be closed off from view by sliding this translucent glass screen across here. That creates privacy, but by keeping the partition low, you get the benefit of the natural light from that end window still coming into the rest of the space. If you were showering here though, you'd be doing it while standing below the raised floor level, meaning that visually you're completely concealed. Or you have the option of enjoying this small bathtub, which is another way of gaining more from the space just by raising the floor. So I wanted the bathroom to be able to remain open much of the time and be an attractive, intriguing addition to the space. So rather than have a standard basin visible at the end of the kitchen, I decided to create something a bit more ambiguous instead. So you've got a simple tap on its own on the wall where you can hang a small metal bowl over the top of it. Then when you want to wash your hands or brush your teeth, you fold up this little table and rest the bowl on top of it to fill it. And when you're done, you can just pour it away down the bath drain next to you and hang it back up again. To the side of this, you have a full-length mirror reflecting all that light from the window into the flat. It slides this way and conceals the toilet, which is the only space to stay enclosed. So let's go into the rest of the apartment, which you can see does not need any freestanding furniture in it, meaning it can be a totally flexible space. Next to the sink here, you have a fold-down table. That can also be used as a desk. The stool just hooks on the wall next to it and hangs back up again when you're finished. There are plenty of storage options on this end wall. Where there's some depth in the structural feature of this wall, I've put some hanging clothes storage and some drawers underneath. These cupboards can either conceal shelves or you can keep them open for decorative items. And you can see no space goes to waste, with these strangely shaped cupboards being good for storing cushions and pillows. Because in the middle here, you can fold out a sofa. Add your cushions to the back and you have a place to relax during the day. And then this, of course, can be used as a single bed. If you want to make it a double bed though, you just pull out this other single bed from under the raised platform With pop-up legs, it can be attached to the other single to make a double. I love creating these videos for you, so if you find more challenging spaces for me to remodel, do send them to me through my website and do get in touch about my consultation and concept design services. I work internationally and have a completely flexible approach to make getting my help as easy as possible. If you enjoyed this, have a look at some of my other videos, like this one with a secret garden in it, or one of my favourites, this old shepherd's hut in Spain. See you soon.